and welcome back to the next installment of our survival let's play on Jack Pine. In today's episode, we've got an absolute load to start getting on with. We're gonna start with the grass work. So the first thing we need to do is find out where we've left our JCB, which I think is just over here. Yeah, there it is. I can see the front there. Basically, you'll see here, I've started clearing another area. Whether this is going to be another field or we've got buildings to go on here, I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah, there's quite a lot to be done. I'll show that in, it's going to be a few episodes down the line, to be honest. There's that much to do over the next two. So we'll get rid of this stump grinder. Our yard's starting to become a bit of a mess in it. We need to tidy up. We need another shed, to be honest. Or even another couple. Right, we'll get over to the store. And we'll get picked up what we need. Right, so over at the store, there is going to be a couple of, well, probably more than a couple actually, jump cuts, just because, like I said, we've got that much to cram in. We are looking for the mowers, and at the minute, I don't want to spend too much on one. That fella's looking like a decent one, fella Ramos. I think the other ones are going to be too high a price, and I want something bigger than, or newer, should I say, than the ones in the far end there. What I think we might do is just get this one here, and then the front mower we can pick up at another time, because all we want to do is clear them two areas. So if we look at the rakes as well, I think that's quite the GKP 900 for less than 15.5 grand. I think that looks pretty solid, doesn't it? And plus we'll be able to get the we'll take them both back at the same time as well. We'll get this hooked on, and then I'll do the same. I'll jump back over, and then we can get cracking in the field. Okay, so back over at the farm, we'll just get this windrow parked up. Probably emphasising the fact again that we really need more storage, because I've got nowhere to put it. I think there's good enough for now. We'll get the mower on the back. I will get the front mower as well, but I won't do that until we get the field sorted. I didn't want to spend too much straight away. Did I read, was this 3.6 meters? I think it was, wasn't it? And we'll get started. So the plan, I'm not sure if I said last time, just because, I mean, it's been like a week or so since I last recorded on Jack Pine. The plan is we'll take what grass we can off these two bits here. Uh, the piece I'm cutting now and then the bit on the left as well. This is obviously, it's had no fertilizer on, it's had no lime on, nothing like that. It's just growing as is. We'll get as much off here as we can. We will build a silage pit, and then we'll plough it up, treat it, reseed it with grass. So then what I'm hoping is, although I've never done it this late before, but I'm sure it should work, there should be plenty of time, is we'll get another full growth on our actual grass fields, and then we'll be able to refill the silage pit. Now, the only sticking point to this whole make silage, sell silage sort of idea is that there's no BGA on this map, which is, let's not go over our corner. I don't think I lost any. I did there though. Brilliant. Is we have no BGA, so I need to build one essentially. So that's also what we need to spend some money on, which is why I did want to buy the front mower straight away, and why I only went for a cheap rake as well. Is it just me, or is the grass a different colour on this? It looks a different shade of green. I don't know if they've maybe got their own grass texture, maybe. Right, what we'll do is we'll get a time lapse on. We might even jump through that time lapse as well, because like I said, we've got that much to do, and then we'll come back once we've done the cutting, probably. Not be long. So we're nearly done with the mowing. I wish I just bought the front mower, you know. I think if this is 3.6, the front one must be just over 2, won't it? 2.5, something like that. Yeah, I should have just bought it, because I know we're going to be buying it anyway once we get the grass fields up and running. So I should just bought it there and then. So my bad. Just get this last bit done here. and then we'll get it raked. To be honest, this bit shouldn't take that long. Where am I going to put another shed? And what shed am I going to get? I need to clear this bit as well, don't I? This bit just to the, well, behind us now. I'm going to have to get rid of them trees and extend the yard that way, I think. Got so much to do. I mean, this has turned into where we've just got, we can't, are we not jumping forward anymore? We're literally working every single episode. I mean, with this, I remember to put the rake down first. With this here, I'm trying to get all this grass work done in the same day. I've actually got it on just ×1 speed at the minute, just so we're not jumping forward and I don't get the growth stages in. Whereas earlier in the series, obviously we didn't have as much to do and we were sort of jumping days, weren't we? I don't want to try to just spin round there. I think I'll end up in the field, won't I? Even though it's got all-wheel steer on it, I never use it. I always find it quite difficult to judge. I'll try to turn, I'll end up doing a 360. No, this doesn't take long at all. What we'll do the same. We'll jump quite a bit. Maybe put a time lapse in as well, although I don't want too many time lapses. Possibly do that, maybe a shorter time lapse. And then we'll come back when it's done. So the raking's almost done. I think I'll probably only put in maybe 2-minute max. Just simply because of the amount that we've got to do, that's all. Same like I probably have done with the mown as well. Because the next thing we need to do is go over and buy our next bit of kit. Which I'm sure you'll have guessed. I say that, maybe not. We're going to go for a loading wagon. So we'll leave that here for now. Okay, so we're over at the store. So we need to find loading wagons. There we go. And the one I'm going to go for is that. I was just having a look at the end because I mean that one for 675 is an absolute bargain. But this class Contrim is just so good. The value for money is absolutely outrageous with it. 28,000 and the size of it is just mega impressive. So we will get back over to the farm and we'll get cracking. Back over at the farm, the thing I think we'll do before we start is get our silo done. And we're going to go for one of these bunker silos, the largest one. I've used them before in No Man's Land. I think I've mentioned it, where I basically had a load of them. So yeah, we're going to use that, and it might be that I end up getting more and putting them at probably different parts of the farm now. But yeah, I think we'll get that placed, which isn't bad really. I mean, you can, was it 10 grand? Yeah, 10 grand, but it's going to make us an absolute fortune. You can get quite a lot in there as well. I'm going back ages since I played on No Man's Land, but I'm sure it's about 300,000 litres you can get in there. So that seems to be filling up quite good as well. And the thing you have to remember with this is, this isn't treated grassland. This is as is, comes at the start of the map. No fertilizer, no lime, nothing. So, I mean, this is a bonus really. The thing that I need to remember to actually is, talking about fertilizer, we need to go over our field. Now that they've hit the first growth stage, we need to get in them. Because I seem to remember, going back to the first season, our potatoes in field 2 didn't get fully fertilised, did they? And we missed the opportunity to do so. So we'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Right, we will go back into a time lapse, I think. Do I time lapse it, or will I just jump? Because I mean, there's so much that we've got to do. What I'll do, I'll jump until, I was going to say I'll jump until we get over the other side. We'll get one load done. Then I'll jump until we're close to the end of the other side of the field, so just above field 2. I intend to have quite a lot of grassland, I think. Whether this remains grass for next year, I'm not sure. I might make this into one massive field and then put the grass field somewhere else. Because I mean, it costs next to nothing to seed them, so I don't know. That's for next year to think about. Anyway, we've still got the summer and autumn to go through yet. That truck's in an awful place, isn't it, as well? We're going to have to move that. Right, let's see how much is starting to fill. I mean, that's not much at all, is it? Keep spreading it out like this. Yeah, I seem to remember about 300,000 litres. I don't think it has a capacity when you look at it in the hub. I'm not going to start compacting it now. In fact, I probably won't start compacting it in this entire episode. Just get that load again. And we'll jump until we're close to the end, because I'm conscious we've already had a couple of time lapses. Right, we'll just go over this again. I think there's possibly one load left. Maybe two, but I think it'll only be one. I mean, considering we've done nothing, it's just free grass. I don't think that's bad. That's just free money, really. Even though we've had to spend a little bit of money to get it set up. So I mean, yeah, this should be done after this. Just careful with that. Them cornfields, I don't want to lose anything. The crop destruction, it's always something I play on. It's not just because we're playing on sort of maximum difficulty here. I always play it, which can be mega frustrating on some maps, but it's just one of them things, isn't it? It doesn't have to slow down when you're trying to turn. I don't know if it catches or what. What's that? 3 more rows left. I just missed loads there, didn't I? The pickup of this isn't that wide, really. Obviously, we can't blame my poor driving. But yeah, what I find with which I'm sure yourselves have as well, you can make so much money out of grass. Like most things, it can cost quite a bit of setup, and I know it doesn't have to if you stay really small scale. You can get mowers for £1,000. You can get balers. I mean, there's definitely one. There's a John Deere one on there for 12 grand, isn't there? Windrows you can get for a few grand as well. So I mean, it can be done quite cheap. But yeah, it just generates so much money, and it generates so much money twice a year as well, which is fantastic. Right, a last load for this time. Like I said, I'm not going to compact it now. I'll do that in another episode. It might not even be next episode. I don't think we're in a particular rush to get it covered. Even if it takes a few days, I mean, if the other stuff, as long as it's in by late autumn, we can sell it in winter. That's not an issue. Just get back over. I mean, you can see it's starting to flatten off already, even just with the loading wagon on the back. But for today, I think that's where we'll leave it. So next time we'll be preparing those grass fields. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode.